You're listening to the My Simplified Life podcast, and this is episode number 318. Welcome to the My Simplified Life podcast, a place where you will learn that your past and even your present don't define your future. Regardless of what stage of life you're in, I want you to feel inspired and encouraged to pursue your dreams, simplify your life, and start taking action. I'm your host, Michelle Glogovac, author of How to Get On Podcasts, the podcast matchmaker, and CEO and founder of the MLG Collective. I'm excited to share the stories and life lessons of changemakers and authors with you while taking you on my own journey. This is My Simplified Life.
Hi, Michelle. It's been a while.
It has. Not for everybody else. You look very sunned and tanned.
Yes, I was on vacation. I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone. You know, when you're like just on vacation, it feels like another dimension, and you get back and you're like, whoa, I've missed so much. So
that's good.
Yes. It was my in-laws' 50th wedding anniversary. So they very generously took my family and their daughter's family and them all on a Disney trip / cruise trip. So it was like first part Disney, second part cruise. So it was quite the vacation. It was very, very fun, but we are back to real life now. So I'm trying to catch up.
Isn't that fun? It's always
It is.
I always wish I could take that part of vacation and bring it home. And
no, I always do that. I think I come home and I'm like, I'm going to start romanticizing our life more. Like, let's do cocktails every evening and let's do, but then it's like, real life gets in the way. And that's why vacation is vacation, because real life isn't there most of the time. And that's so nice.
But I do think you can take parts of it. Like
yes,
we have like palm trees. This sounds so California. We have palm trees in the backyard, but there's this like one palm tree that has been my baby because it's a mini one. Yeah. And I'm always cutting it back. And it keeps, now it's growing. It's becoming pretty, an actual tree. And so I sit out there and I will look at it and pretend like I am on a tropical beach.
Get a little cocktail, get your beach chair.
Or just my cup of coffee and my journal.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
And then when the neighbors come out, that's when you see me posting on Instagram. It was so peaceful. And then the neighbors woke up.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I do love sitting in our backyard. It feels very peaceful. And we can see the mountains, and I love hearing the birds. And so I do really, really enjoy that. And then, as summer and spring is happening, like I can smell the lilacs, and it's so lovely. So I do enjoy that. But
so take that part and incorporate it into your day. You don't have to have a cocktail every night.
No, I would probably recommend not, especially after 40, because it's hard to function. Like I'm at the point where I'm like, I just do like a virgin margarita because I got to wake up in the morning.
Right?
Yes. I drank on this trip, and that's the most I've had alcohol-wise in a while because I just, day-to-day life, I'm like, I've got to function. But I got to a point where it was so hot that I was like, I can't. I just need water. I need to hydrate. I'm so old.
My God, you're younger than I am.
Not that much. And it was, you just hit that age. You're just kind of like, eh. So, but it was good. It was a really good trip. I didn't win. I got in the finals round of a cruise. Have you been on a cruise?
No.
Okay. So they do these like activities, we were on a Royal Caribbean cruise ship, and I think all of them do these like game nights. Just there's always stuff happening. And my sister-in-law wanted to check out this, like it was like the first night, this family trivia, like finish the lyric thing. And I was like, oh, that sounds fun. Let's go. So we go. And at first I thought it was going to be like you as a family are working together, and then you have a representative run up there. But no, it's like basically every adult for themselves. Your kids just were allowed to be there. Like they weren't going to do anything inappropriate is what they were saying. And like you had to run up onto the stage and like grab the microphone and like finish the lyric. And, so my sister-in-law, everybody's looking at each other like, what did we do? And she's like, should we leave? And I was like, let's just see what happens. And I will never know what occurred in my brain, but
this must have been a drinking night.
No, I wasn't. I was stone cold sober. I start running up there because I'm like, I know this. And I just would run. And like, it got a little like, he had to be like, we need safety, ladies. Let's safety first, because like, we're like tackling each other for this microphone. I do not consider myself a super competitive person. Like, I never did well at sports because I was like, you can have the ball. But for some reason, I was like, and my Bishop, my youngest, looked over at his cousins and was like, I have never seen my mom run like that before. So eventually, is it Tom Jones, that the song that Carlton danced to in Fresh Prince, like, it's not unusual.
Just so you know, I've seen Tom Jones twice in concert.
Okay, well, it was Tom Jones, It's Not Unusual.
Oh,
aka
yeah.
the Carlton dance song. And I got it. Like, I grabbed the microphone, I got it. And so I was like one of the people that got to move on to the second round. And I was like, wow, I can't believe I actually got it. So then there were like 8 of us in the second round. And the first song they played was Frank Sinatra's My Way. And everybody's looking at each other like, I don't know this song at all. And I was like, I got this. So I was the first one into the finals. So his top 3. He kind of let this one guy, there was one guy, it was a bunch of like 40-year-old moms who were like intense. Like, this one guy, I backed up before I got into the second round. She was running like a bowling ball. I mean, she was shooting across. I mean, I think she like may have punched somebody. It got crazy. I was like, we are wild. I was like, I'm backing up. Anyway, it was hilarious. But then there's this one like drunk frat kid, and I was like, why? And he basically gave him the 3rd spot in the top 3 finalists because he was the only dude. And I was like, really? Is that representation necessary here? So, and him and I got to the microphone first, and it was Black Eyed Peas, I've Got a Feeling, right? So I'm like, we're all going to know this. I grab the microphone stand right as he grabs the microphone, and we're both yell into it at the same time. He spills his beer all over my arm. And I was like, and the line was Party Every Day. And he like has him repeat it, and I repeat it, and I know it's the right lyric. And he's like, the other gal is starting to walk away, and he's like, why don't you try? So they play the music again, and then it was pa Party Every Day. And because I didn't say the pa, I lost out on a Royal Caribbean water bottle. So
all that for a water bottle?
I got a yellow keychain. It was more about like bragging rights, I think. My kids were proud. They've never seen me ever be that way. So
I really hope that someone got on video you running. Please tell. Okay, I would like that on social media.
They didn't get the running. My husband, I think like no one expected what happened to happen. Like, they did not expect me to advance in the rounds, right? Because, but by the time I was in the second round, he filmed me getting up and doing the Frank Sinatra one, and then all of that. So I kind of run up there, and you can see me grab the microphone really fast. So
I think that needs to be posted.
Okay. Anyway.
Yes, I think we need video proof.
Fun. I was really proud of myself. I was like, that is my claim to fame for this year.
A talent you didn't know that you had.
Who knew? Finishing lyrics. But it was fun. It was a really good trip. I got to spend time with my nieces, and they live in Sacramento, so near you.
NorCal, yeah.
And I never get to see them. So I see them once a year. I don't say never, but it's been a while since I've seen them. And they're just the loveliest human beings, and all the kids got along so well. And it was really beautiful. It was a beautiful trip. Fun. And I successfully strategized the perfect day at Magic Kingdom. There were 11 of us. It was seamless. It was perfect, Michelle. It was just like a perfect day. So I was really proud of that. Yeah. They were like, this is the least amount we've ever walked they've never been to Disney World before. They go to Disneyland. And she's like, this is the least amount we've ever walked. And I said, I take that as a huge honor because I strategized it so well.
That you actually walked a lot further than you thought. It just felt that way.
You just didn't know. So anyway, it was good. It was a good trip. But back to reality. My son, of course, had a history project due on Abraham Lincoln. I did all of it, as we do for our 5th graders. I mean, I made him do the research and write down the facts. I helped him kind of organize them, but I did the poster board, the trifold board, and I was really proud of it. So that is.
Well, I hope you got an A on your 5th grade assignment.
I hope so. I was like, I made him keep practicing, and I was like, don't mess this up for me. I'm just kidding. But I did. I was very proud of my work. So We're accomplishing big things this week, Michelle. We are.
You are apparently you are with frat boys competing and fifth grade
Fifth grade.
projects.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
right in my 40-year-old wheelhouse. Yes. How have
My
you been?
goodness.
What have you been up to while I was partying?
Uh, some pizza parties for the end of the
Ooh,
season soccer games. Yeah, we wrapped
fun.
up soccer. It's Maycember, as we all know.
Ugh,
So
it's the worst.
soccer jamborees, end of season soccer parties, birthday parties every weekend,
Mhm.
teacher gifts, teacher appreciation. It is all the things.
All the things. It's so hard. I do not recommend a family vacation smack dab in the middle of Maycember. It is not the
How'd you
ideal
get away
time.
with that?
Oh, well, I don't know that I did. I mean, we're ruining the thing is my sister-in-law and she homeschools. And so
Oh,
her kids were done and they had wrapped everything up. And so it worked really well for them. It did not, it was not for us, but I didn't really think about it at the time I agreed. I was like, oh yeah, that'll be fine. That'll be great. And then May started rolling around and I was like, what on earth was I thinking? So it was worth it for the memories, precious memories. The next week and a half of school is going to be a bit of a hustle trying to get all the work caught up and done and all the things. So my kids did miss several things while we were gone, choir concerts,
oh yeah, we've had that too.
field trips, like just different things like that. So that was hard, but so I wouldn't recommend it if I could, I wouldn't recommend it because it's just a hard time of year to sneak away.
Our
Great
district likes
activity
to make
lines.
it. Yeah. Oh yeah, sure. Our district just likes to make it hard if you do a trip. So they give you work that has to be
Oh,
done while you're gone. And it's
oh
busy work. It has nothing to do with what's going on in the classroom.
no, that's
And the
ridiculous.
kids have to log on a certain number of minutes every day to do reading, to do certain different apps.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
I
like
feel
I
like
know
our
one
schools,
family, they went to Hawaii because the dad was like kind of furloughed for a week. He had mandatory time off. And
yeah.
so they're like, oh, it's great, price to go to Hawaii. So they go to Hawaii and these little girls have to log on twice a day and do this homework. And they're like, this sucks.
That is
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like our school is pretty challenging and there's like a lot of homework, but they didn't make us do it. I even emailed and I said, can we get some of the work ahead of time to get a head start? And they didn't send any home. So whoo, that would be tricky. That would be
Yeah.
hard. So I recommend Michelle, don't leave in May with your kid.
No, no, no.
Do you guys get out like after pretty early like we do, like in the West Memorial Day, or are your kids almost done?
They will be done next Friday, half day.
Okay,
So
we're
so by the
Thursday.
time
Yeah.
this ends, it's that Friday. So and
Okay.
this is new. They get out. It started last year that they get out a week early, so it's the last Friday in May.
Okay.
And then so last year they got out a week early because they switched the school year. So
Okay.
they start August 7th.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So they really get like no time off. I mean, 2 months
Yeah.
and a week, but
That's us
it's
usually.
small.
I think we start August 11th or something and we get out the day before your kids. So personally, I think every school should be off from Memorial Day to Labor Day. That's just what I think. The kids should have that whole time. Now, obviously, encourage your kids to read, do some mental math, if you want. Am I going to do those things? No. I mean, I will encourage them to read, but the math is going to fall by the wayside. Um, but that, I feel like they're just kids. They're kids. I just think summers should be longer. I
We
say that
do.
as a working mom who has no idea. I mean, I work from home as you do, right? But like, you
Mhm.
don't want your kids on devices or whatever all summer long. So I say that now, but then I'm going to get into it and be like, what am I doing? So it
We
is.
have a routine where you get your device in the morning. You
Mhm,
keep yourself as occupied as you can until lunchtime,
mhm.
and then I will feed you lunch, and then we will play.
I think you told me that before because that is what I'm doing this summer. And I'm 99% sure I copied you. And I was like,
Yeah,
that's a great idea. That sounds like a great plan. So I'm planning on working till about lunchtime and
yeah.
then we'll go to the pool or whatever. Like
That's
we'll
what we're
go.
doing. That because
Yeah.
I want my pool time too. And like,
Yeah,
who's
girl.
swimming at 8 in the morning? Not
No
me.
one.
So
Yeah. And in Colorado, it's always like pretty chilly in June, like not chilly, but it can rain a lot or be kind of cooler. You don't really want to be at the pool first thing in the morning. in Colorado in June. July and
Yeah.
August, you will. When they go back in August, early August and September, it's like hot, hot, hot. Those are the days you want the pool days.
Yeah. Yeah. And with
So,
global warming
I
and the climate
know.
crisis that people think doesn't exist, it was 90 here yesterday. Today it's down to 75, and it's going to be in the 60s this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It exists.
It
So
exists. I
we
know.
shall
And
see what August brings.
who
Who
knows? Maybe
knows?
snow. We don't know. We don't know.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna
Yeah.
be great. Um, well, you had some pizza parties
Yeah.
and you're wrapping up Maycember. Do you have any? You're going to go camping this summer. That's really
Mm-hmm.
exciting.
Yes.
Supporting our national parks. That's huge. And if I know you, and I feel like I do, you're going to be thanking every national forest park worker that you see for their service. You're going to be the cutest. And that's going to be so fun. Do you have any other plans on the agenda? Do you need me to plan you a Disney trip?
No, we were talking about maybe Universal, because we
Ooh,
have
fun.
a family that is moving down to Orange County,
Oh,
and
nice.
they invited us to their baby's first year birthday party. And it's like some huge bash.
Oh,
And I was like, really? It's like first year. She's like, oh yeah, it's the cultural thing. You guys should go to
oh,
Universal. And I was like, oh wow, maybe we should do that. So
yeah.
I don't know. Oh, that reminds me that the Southwest sale is ending today.
Oh,
So
okay.
although $39, I think I already looked, and they don't fly the sale down to Orange County. So
Bummer.
maybe, but we'll see.
Well, if you go to Universal, you're going to want to fly into Burbank.
Right.
But,
And that I think was on the $39 sale, but because
okay.
you never get cheap fares anymore flying
Right.
from here to Burbank Southwest, I just
Right.
heartburn.
Yeah. The thing about Universal Hollywood, I could talk about traveling all day. Maybe we turn this into a partial travel channel. The thing about Universal Hollywood is it doesn't have that many rides, because it started as it is still a functional movie studio. And so it got really cool. I love the backlot tour. That's really fun. And I think they have like the Nintendo World. We haven't been. They've got a few things, but they don't nearly have the rides that Universal in Florida does. Those are like rides. But it's still a fun place to be. I would recommend Disneyland and California Adventure. When was the last time your kids were there?
Last year for the first time, a year ago.
Do
Yeah.
you want me to come with you?
If you want to, but we don't like the big rides. We've decided that as a family, we are not.
What? What kind of rides are too big at Disneyland? Tell me.
Oh my gosh, the one with Chris Pratt, where you go all the way up and then you come down.
Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy.
That
one is
one.
more intense. Yes.
We didn't know what to expect, and we
Okay.
just got on it because we're like, oh, we heard this one was good. And the moment they said, put your backpacks between your legs, keep your hats on, I went, oh no. And the picture, I've screenshotted the picture
gosh,
that
I
when you
love
get
that.
to the top, Katie's crying the whole time.
Oh.
She's holding my hand.
Oh.
And they open it up and I go, oh shit, we're at the top of Disneyland. And she goes, are we done? And I go, no, it's all down from here. And our faces are all,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's
so not
no,
that
thank
one.
you. Yeah.
Okay, no,
And
thank
so
you.
after that, she was like, what the hell is every other ride like? Because I'm not down. Yeah.
That's fair. I get that. I will say Disneyland tends to be pretty mild.
You're not a Glogovac.
What is crazy about Disneyland? Like that's California Adventure across the street. Like what else? What other rides are we talking about?
Oh, the other one that they were not fans of was basically just the Ferris wheel. But luckily,
that one's big. Yeah,
I got into the right line. We originally were in the one line where you get in, and those ones go whoop whoop.
Yeah.
And I looked up, I'm like, this, no way. Yeah. And then I noticed, oh, look, there's another line, and it's shorter because it's more stationary.
Yes.
And we were all very grateful. I had noticed that.
Yes. I am not a fan of Ferris wheels. They freak me out, if I'm going to be honest. I did the Santa Monica one drunk, and I was fine if I had some liquid courage. And it's like over the ocean, so it's pretty when you have liquid courage. But I will say California Adventure probably has the most intense rides of those two parks. Disneyland, doesn't you need a chiropractor after the Matterhorn. That one you
That wasn't
definitely.
open.
Oh, okay. Well,
Nope.
it's a
Nope.
classic, but you definitely need a chiropractor. It's like, but it's like, I don't know, so nostalgic. It's the original Fantasyland. And so there's a lot of the early rides and that he, put in. And they did put in the Star Wars area. Are either of your kids into Star Wars?
They are, but Katie, again, not a big fan. She didn't even like that the stormtroopers were there. I'm like, they're
Mm,
not going to get you, but
mm.
she's 9.
Yeah, and that's it. That's like my Cooper struggles with anxiety about those things too. Although, so we went down, they updated Splash Mountain into Tiana's Bayou.
That was not open yet.
It's such a bummer. Okay, I will warn you, there are a lot of drops. Like, it's like the big drop, but there's a lot that like tease you, which I thought was so fun. My youngest thought was so fun. Cooper was pissed. Like by the time we went down the big drop, he was wailing. Like, why on earth would you do this to me? You horrible human beings. Even though he had been on Splash Mountain years ago, he had communicated he didn't want to do it. And I had kind of pushed him because I was like, buddy, like you've done this before. We're all going as a family. Anyway, we ended up having a good conversation about how I need to respect his ride choices. And he's right because it's not like a character issue not to like a certain ride. And so I was like, okay. But I was pretty fearful at that age too. I think I would ask my mom in every line, like, am I going to die on this ride? Am I going to die on this
Yeah.
ride? And Cooper does the same thing. And so pushing me helped me. I don't know that it always helps him, but then you've got him. So we're snorkeling in Coco Cay, Royal Caribbean's like private, island or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And we're snorkeling and there's some actual like stingrays and manta rays there that have the stingers on them, and so you're swimming over them like, Steve Irwin, like, please, please, please don't, Steve Irwin. And he was as brave as could be, just swimming like a fish, happy. Whereas the rest of us were a little like, oh, sea creatures, and he was fine. So, everyone's brave in their own way or has their things. And I feel like there's so much magic to be had at Disney, even without the intense rides. My husband prefers intense rides. So that's why he likes. So your fam probably doesn't want to go to Universal in Florida for a little while because those are more intense.
See, I'm just at this point in life where I'm like, I don't need my stomach to drop.
Oh, I love that.
I'm just okay. But you know what I do love is like when the Thunderbirds or Blue Angels fly over and scare the crap out of you because you don't know that they're coming from behind and they're like, boom.
Yeah, that
I
is fun.
love that. I
Yeah,
love that. I think
that's
that's the
fun.
most amazing thing ever. But put me on a ride where I don't know where I'm going or down or up. And I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I don't need that thrill.
Yeah. Yeah. I get that.
Um,
I do enjoy it. Cooper does not enjoy it. One of his favorite rides is at Epcot. Have you been to Epcot?
I was like 21.
Okay, so I
So
don't know.
over 20 years.
There's this one ride called Living with the Land, and it is a very peaceful little boat ride where they go through agriculture and how ecosystems work, and then they basically walk you through all the things they're growing and the different things they have figured out because they provide a good amount of the fresh produce at their own restaurants, and they're working on 100% sustainability, which I do appreciate. Like all the food that's left over at the restaurants, they end up turning into fuel for their buses, which I'm sure is probably more expensive than, but like they're reusing. You feel bad like leaving all this food, right? Or the glass bottles that people recycle, they end up turning into sand that they utilize in different, habitats or different things. So it's really cool all the things they're doing, but it's a really boring ride because you're just barely floating around, and it's like, and we're using. Cooper loves that ride so much. I fell asleep. I think they yelled at me and Dwayne because we had just done the red eye. We had no sleep in us. And he's like, we got to sit in the middle so we can lean on each other. And we legit fell asleep. And then I heard someone like say something. We both like jolted awake, and Cooper's just loving it. He's like, this is the best ride. This is the best. Are we learning everything? Are we learning about the conservation?
I like Cooper. He
He's
sounds like one of my people.
He goes, am I the only one in our bloodline that cares about conservation and nature? And I was like, Maybe. I was like, no, I care. I do care, but I just love it. He's very passionate about it. Just so passionate about caring for the earth's creatures. He's giving all of us, he's like, don't disturb the rays, just respect their environment as long as you don't mess with them. Like they don't want to hurt you. He's just really, he'll end up working with science in some way in terms of like animals or research or something. And I can't wait to see what he does because he just loves it. He loves learning about the world and the earth and cares deeply about how we treat it. And so it's beautiful. It's really, really beautiful.
I love that.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's awesome. So he's fun to take places because he just is. So he was really cranky one day because we played laser tag on the ship and he didn't do as well as he had hoped to. And then we were all going to go walk into Nassau, which is, it's super touristy. There's not, but it was really hot. And so we didn't stay very long. But we were going to go walk into Nassau for a little bit. And he was like trying to rally. And the way he rallied was saying, what crops are native to the Bahamas? Like what do they grow here? Could we see some seeds? Could we see some actual crops? I want to know like what actually originated here and what they're known for. And that's how he rallied. It was like researching what they do in the Bahamas. So I just love the way his mind works. It's awesome.
That is so cute. I love
so
Nassau.
cute.
We spent our honeymoon there.
Oh, you did? At Atlantis?
We did. At Sandals.
Ooh, fun.
It was so nice. And I will never forget Fluffy and Peaches, the bartenders.
Ooh. Oh, those were the bartenders?
Those were the bartenders.
Were they dolphin bartenders?
No. And it's
Fluffy
so great.
And Peaches.
Nassau's such a small place. The Bahamas are small. And so everybody knows everybody.
Oh,
and in aviation, we have a friend who works at the airport in Nassau.
Yeah.
And we happened to run into her at our hotel one day. And then she happened to know my bartender Fluffy because they went to high school together.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody knows everybody and happy memories. Yeah, I love it.
That's awesome. Fluffy and Peaches. That's fantastic.
And they made me a special drink that they get to know you and what you like. And so by the end of the week, I was the chosen one to get behind the bar and make drinks and take pictures.
Oh, yeah. That's a big moment.
Yeah.
That is. Oh, I love that. Fluffy and Peaches. You should go back and visit, see if they're still there.
Yes, I should, but it's adults only. So
Right. Which is nice for a honeymoon. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's kind of should be a requirement, but
it really should.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did go to Disney World on our honeymoon, and that was something I regret. I love Disney, but that
doesn't scream honeymoon to me.
It does not.
I know to some it does, but
it's not very romance. No, we're not very romantic. So, but that's so fun. Fluffy and Peaches. I love that. I am still picturing dolphins serving you drinks, like in the pool. Like they have like a seaside swim up bar and they're like clicking and talking, and that'd be cool.
Sounds like you've already had a cocktail today. No,
it does. That's just where my mind goes. It's really exciting. But I do recognize dolphins are probably not capable of mixology. They are very smart.
I don't know.
They do not have thumbs or fingers to grip things. So
did you see that article? And maybe you missed this because I think it came out while you're on vacation, that there is, I'm totally going to get the country wrong, but there is kind of like a SeaWorld place that's been abandoned since January. Yeah. And they left the dolphins and the killer whales there.
I did not realize like there was another one.
Algae type stuff. And it's not in America. Mm-hmm. I want to say it's in Europe, but they're like, what do we do? Because there's no money and nobody's helping these poor animals.
Oh my gosh. And they've probably been raised in captivity. So it's not like you can really release them into the wild anyway. Like, why isn't SeaWorld funding that rescue mission? Like, they're trying to clean up their image. Why aren't they funding that? Like, go. Like, this is why I probably will never end up in a C-suite, because my attitude is like, spend your money on something, go spend it, go fix it, go fix this problem. Put your money where your mouth is. If you say you care about conservation and caring for the wildlife now, they're not just here for our entertainment, then go fix that. But oh, that's hard. That's awful. That makes me so sad. Oh.
The whole world. I'm like, we want to talk about that. I'm just, there's tears every day. I feel like, it's a roller coaster.
It is. It is a roller coaster. And I think, yeah, it's it is. It's hard. It was nice being on vacation and like pretending that I lived in another universe for
Yeah.
a little bit. But we're back. We're back to reality. And it is hard. And I think that's why it's important to find, like you were saying, like those little moments of the day, going out with your coffee and your palm tree and just finding some peace, as we've talked about in previous episodes, where you can refresh your mind a little bit, because at the end of the day, we are not on vacation most days, and we are dealing with the realities of life and human behavior, and it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
And taking that time to just recharge a little bit is so important for mental health and being able to continue on
Yeah.
and fight the good fight.
Yeah.
It is really hard. What books have you been reading lately? Speaking of things that refresh and teach us.
I finally finished this morning my Jimmy Carter meditation.
Ooh, how was it? The
It
whole,
was
I know
so
you,
good.
yeah.
I did a chapter a day. It's
Yeah.
52 chapters. So I'm guessing maybe he meant for it to be a year-long read.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
But
that's okay.
I would have
There's no
been
rules with
I've been like
reading.
a word a day. I am reading On Fire, Fired Up by Shannon Watts.
Nice.
It comes out in June.
Nice.
I am also reading All Songs of Summer by Jane L. Rosen right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that going to be a sad one?
I don't know yet. I
Okay.
didn't read the cover.
You didn't read the end?
No, I didn't read the end. I go in order of the way Jane wrote it. My goodness, this is telling us so much. She just goes to the end.
Me. Listen, I do not do that with thrillers, obviously, or mysteries, because like, what's the point of reading them if you read the end first? But when I enter a romance or any type of fiction, sometimes I peek. Sometimes I peek because I need to know if my heart's going to be ripped out of my chest. Sometimes I need a prep for it. I read this book for book club. We just picked it for this last month. It's called I Shall Be Near to You. Have you read that?
No.
I think it's Aaron Crosby Eckstein. No. Or is that the author of Junie? Hang on, let me look up who the author is. It's called I Shall Be Near to You. I think Aaron Crosby Eckstein is the author of Junie. Different story. Excellent story. Really, really, really good. But I Shall Be Near to You is about, did we talk about this already? The women who fought in the Civil War. Did we talk about that?
I don't think so.
So it's about this woman. Oh, Erin Lindsay McCabe. That's where I got them. Erin. Okay. So it's about a woman, and she is based off of hundreds of accounts of women who dressed as men to fight alongside their husbands, brothers, fathers in the Civil War. And it's about this woman who basically dresses as a man to go fight alongside her new husband. And it's a tearjerker. It'll get you. I did not look at the end. I even called my mom and I was like, how does this end? Let me know. And she refused. And I wept for days, but it was really good. Like, it was really good. And you are supposed to read books the way the author intends. Do not do what I do. And I don't do it that often anymore. Some days I get a little anxious. So I'm like, how am I going to, but it was a really powerful book. And apparently there are accounts of women who would hide their identity as men till they were giving birth. They were like fighting in huge battles, active battles, and they were able to hide their identity until they gave birth among their ranks. Like, isn't that crazy?
Goodness.
And they thought women were too delicate to pull this stuff off.
They still think we're too delicate and emotional and blah, blah, blah.
Oh my gosh. So anyway, it was incredible. It was incredible. And then she gives all the resources of the books you can read. And I think one's called like They Fought Like Demons. And it's a story about the women who fought in the Civil War. And I'm like, man, women are badasses.
Incredible.
They are. But sometimes we get a little nervous to read the book without knowing how the end.
No.
Don't do what I do. Don't do it.
I love to be surprised. Oh, I just finished It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan too.
Oh, I haven't read that one yet. I have been saving it. What did you think?
Loved it. I love everything that Annabelle writes.
I love her books so much.
And I message her throughout. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm back. You
I
read another
love her
book.
books.
So
They're
here I
so good.
am. Yes. And
She
I was teasing her on one of the names in the book because the main character has a bunch of brothers.
Oh,
And
okay.
they're an Irish family. Their last name's Finnegan. And he has a brother named Finn. And I'm like, Annabelle,
Yeah.
is his name really supposed to be Finn Finnegan? Or did you like make him a junior and everyone just called him Finn?
Right.
Like I had this whole thing
Yeah.
about why his name is Finn Finnegan. And she's like, no, his name's Finn Finnegan. I went, what?
What?
That's the stupidest name any parent could ever name their child.
Did you tell her that?
I was like, we're kidding, right? No,
Yeah.
I didn't tell her it was stupid, but I'm like, Finn Finnegan, like, come on.
That's
That's like naming your kid John Johnson,
Yes.
like Rich Richardson.
Adam
No.
Adams. Yes.
No.
Agreed. I mean, I totally agree with you. I didn't get to that part. I started the book and then I was like, I'm not ready for this to be done yet because hers are a must read for every summer for me. I love her book so much. And I wasn't ready to be done. It's like I finished Emily Henry, the dogs.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
We have strangers in the backyard.
We have strangers. I finished, Emily Henry, and that was like, oh, it's over. So you have these like touch points of books you read each year. And so I have not finished. I never look ahead on an Annabelle Monet. Once I know the author, I feel safe to go forward. But sometimes they surprise you. You never know. But I love that you loved it. Finn Finnegan, I'm going to look out for that. I did not realize.
It's hilarious. It was a great story, though. Loved it.
It is a great
Loved
story.
it.
I love that. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. Her release last summer. What was it called?
Oh,
so good.
it was so good.
I loved that book so much.
Yeah. I was crying. I cry with everything though. And I tell
cried
her
in that book too.
Here's where I'm crying for
That
this
was
one.
so moving with that, like the neighbor lady.
Summer. Oh, summer romance. Boom.
Yes. Oh, that was so good.
Yeah.
That was so good. She's a must read for the summer. I know we have to wrap up soon. What other must read books or books are you looking forward to this summer? And we could carry this on our next episode.
Yeah, we should do books of summer for the next one.
Next episode. Okay. So
let's do that. Oh yeah. I'm really looking forward to Joe Piazza's book.
Everyone is lying to you.
Yes. I have the arc.
I'm not just biased because there's a pie on the cover. Like it genuinely looks amazing.
Yes, and she is a big trad wife person, like anti-trad wife. Yes, and I'm like, I cannot wait. Mm-hmm. And so that's my reward once I get through these other books. Yes. Even though I love these books that I'm reading, I'm like, must get to it.
Yeah.
I've also just gotten This Is Body Grief by Jane Mattingly.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yes, that's nonfiction.
It sounds heavy,
of course.
Yes, but
good.
Yes,
but very good. So that's definitely on the list. Oh, those are like the two big ones. Oh, and then I started to read and had to put aside because Fired Up came and it comes out first is the secret agent ones, the women of the CIA.
Yes.
Christina Hilberg. I'm getting it wrong. Yeah. That one I've started reading too. And it's all women who have been in the CIA, more badasses. Yes. Love it. I'm excited about that one too.
Oh, that's awesome. That'll be so good.
Yeah. Let's make a list. Okay, next week, everybody, we're going
to make a list of our upcoming summer reads, the books we're most excited about. This last Tuesday was one of the biggest pub days of the year. So many good ones came out. And I think the next few weeks are just stacked with amazing releases. So we will talk about that next episode. I'm excited.
I love it. Okay, good. Yes. Summer, here we come.
Here we come.